Look who I found, Mr. Ian Woosnam. How's it going? Rory, good to meet you.
Meet you.
Hey guys, Rory here from Your Golf Travel. It's Thursday morning. I'm outside St Pancras station. Usually that would be quite boring, but you know, it's the 27th of September. Ryder Cup starts tomorrow, so shall we go to France? Yeah! While most of our clients probably flew out to France, some might go the Eurostar as well. We've got a very small select group who are being treated to something very special today. You may have seen it in the video I did the other day with Lee Westwood. That about 20 so of our clients are being hosted in business class, ooh la la, by Ian Woosnam, 2006 Ryder Cup captain, obviously major winner. Gonna have some great stories. Basically got a 2.5 hour ride to Paris now, so he's obviously gonna be chatting Ryder Cup with them the whole way there. What a way to kick off the week on the way to the Golf National in Paris, and I'm just the lucky sod who gets to tag along because of you guys and the camera, so cheers. Look who I found, Mr. Ian Woosnam. How's it going? Rory, good to meet you. I think you're hosting about 20 people today, taking the business class on the Eurostar, so going in style to Paris. And presumably you're just going to be talking to the guys about your experiences as a player in the Ryder Cup, what it was like being captain, things like that.
Absolutely, Rory. I think the day is to give the experience of travelling on the train, guys enjoying it, having a few drinks on the way, and asking a few questions and some one-to-ones.
Yeah. So how many Ryder Cups did you play in as a player?
8.
And what was, I mean, obviously we all know it's a very different feeling to your regular run-of-the-mill week-on-week tour event. What did it mean to you to make the team? Is it more special than, let's say, playing in majors, or was it equal with the majors? What did you prefer?
I think obviously when you play in the Ryder Cup, it's a team event and you're all together, and in a way it's even bigger. But when you when you play majors, it's all about yourself, and if you don't play well, you got no one to fall back on really and blame it. But for me, and for everybody, as you can see how special it is the week by the interviews, they're all trying to make it as it's a team event, and that experience is, you can't realise how big that experience, and to be in your golfing memories and being part of that is very, very special.
Cool. And I was thinking about this in the cab on the way here. Obviously you were captain at the K Club, is that correct?
Yeah.
And overshadowed is definitely the wrong word, but I sometimes think, because obviously the margin that you won by as captain, record margin 18.5 to 9.5, correct? And obviously what Darren did from a personal and a human standpoint was absolutely incredible. But I sometimes think that people forget just how successful you were as captain and that winning margin. Do you think that's fair, or?
Well, fair in which way? I didn't get the recognition for it, or?
Not enough, I don't think.
Well, yeah. I think people went back and think that Americans didn't have such a strong team, and we had an incredibly strong team. But it doesn't matter what players you've got; you've still got to put the pairings together and make them perform together. And I think I did a pretty good job with that, and with my vice captains and my helpers. We put it all together. What was nice, we tied the record with Bernard Langer, but what made it nice, Paul McGinley and a streaker hadn't jumped into the water on the last hole, and he gave the guy 40-footer, we would have beat the record. We won every session. I think that was the most important to me. We won every single session, and that'll just go down in history. It'd be hard to do that again.
And so how do you think France will take the Ryder Cup? Obviously it's not a massive golfing nation. Obviously the course is spectacular. They host the French Open there every year. So what are you expecting for the next few days? Obviously, like, the atmosphere in Dublin that year was just bananas. Are you expecting something similar in France? Or?
Absolutely, I think it'll be fantastic, because obviously the first time it's ever been there. They've been right behind it for how many years now, and it's always been a very successful tournament around there, and you've got crowds from all over Europe, all over the world going to watch this event, and it's just going to be fantastic, I think.
And yeah, there's a narrative floating around social media and in the mainstream media as well. Obviously, the American team on paper looking incredibly strong, but I would argue that they probably always look like favourites on paper, but it hasn't panned out that well for them, especially away from the USA over the last 20 years or so. So, I mean, personal standpoint, I don't think there's much between the teams, and obviously match play is a different beast to stroke play, but what do you think in terms of Europe's chances? I mean, everyone's obviously picking up this American team, so...
Obviously, yeah, they've always been the favourites on paper, but as I was saying, it is match play. It's better to be the underdog because they're the ones that's got the pressure on them, really. Yeah. So they're the ones who's got to. We're the best team. We should be winning, but they've got to prove it. Puts more pressure on them. Yeah. But you know, it's going to be 50-50. It's going to be down to, you know, the captain and his vice captains to get them pairings right. Sometimes you've got to have a little bit of luck who goes against who in the draw, and obviously it's going to come down to the guys who are going to hold all the putts in the end.
Cool. So, prediction?
50-50.
It's a tie, people.
Everybody's got these, we just walk around.
Right, just spent a few minutes in the business class lounge with our clients. Time to board people. Paris, here we come. So, coming with me on this trip, so I don't have to do too much social media posting, my colleague George, say hello.
Hello.
So George will be posting stuff on the Your Golf Travel Twitter, the Your Golf Travel Instagram, so follow along if you want to see what we're getting up to at the Ryder Cup. I'll obviously be posting on my stuff, so at YGT Rory. So yeah, hopefully we'll give you some first person experience of what attending the Ryder Cup is all about. But yeah, time to board. We're slumming it in, you know, standard while all the rest of our clients go in business. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, unfair really.
Is this what you get for successfully completing a few months paid work experience?
Exactly. Rewards, mate. Always getting rewards.
You are a chancer, young man. Right, we've sacked off Coach 12 back in business class.
Only a matter of time.
Yeah, we lasted what, 15 minutes?
If that.
Kept getting texts from someone saying business class was really cool.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd send you a couple of glasses of champagne over.
They never made it. They never made it. So we've come back and we're waiting now. But got Woozy doing the rounds.
So the wind was downwind that day and off the right. Of course, I was aiming down the middle, and hopefully it would go straight. But if I hooked it, I knew I could get over them bunches. But it looks like it's way left, but it isn't. It's basically straight because it goes on a different angle, and then it runs down. There's a massive, great big slope once you go over the bunkers. You won't believe how hilly.
Just dropped Ian off at his hotel. What a top
He's checked
bloke.
in.
He's hilarious. I'm looking forward to that Q&A tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is Emma, by the way, my
Hello.
colleague. This is Emma's dad, all the way from Australia for the Ryder Cup. And we are off to our hotel, no, not a hotel, the party venue tonight in Versailles. And we got Paul McGinley this evening. So Paul McGinley this evening, Ian back in the action tomorrow. Talking Ryder Cup, Ryder Cup, Ryder Cup. I'll probably get 5 more minutes with Ian tomorrow. Talk to him about day one, his thoughts on how it's all panned out. I'm, as said, looking forward to seeing Ian again tomorrow because he was a barrel of laughs. Very, very down to earth. On the way to the party venue now, so we'll catch up with the rest of the Your Golf Travel clan. Talk to Paul McGinley in a bit, but yeah, day one is going good so far. Eurostar, business class.
Top notch.
Yeah,
really
I think
good.
that's.
Customer service.
It was class.
10.
Class. So yeah, see more of you guys later. Long Uber ride now, so I'm going to turn this off. Right guys, so after a bit of editing this afternoon, sorry, just knocked the table a little bit, I'm at Hotel de France in Paris, Versailles, and what a hotel this is. We've got the YGT party here tonight, one of 2 parties we're hosting here this week. We've got Paul McGinley turning up soon to do a Q&A. We've got about 300 guests here tonight. I'll show you a bit around the venue, give you an idea of the little perks that we give our guests on these trips. Basically, if you book a package with us to come to Ryder Cup, to come to the Masters, come to the Open, we always throw these little shindigs so that like-minded golfers get together at the end of a day's play and just talk about the golf, have some food, have some drink, get some access to a former Ryder Cup captain, former player who held the winning putt at 2002 Ryder Cup at the Belfry. But yeah, just waiting for the main guests to get here. Lots of YGT clients upstairs. Let's have a little look around. Another special guest.
Hello.
Talk Sports, Georgie Bingham.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just reviewing the formals for tomorrow
So
before I host Paul McGinley for Your Golf Travel.
there we go. So Georgie does a lot of work for YGT,
I do.
especially at events like this. So Masters, we had you up at the Open.
Yes.
And Georgie's a very consummate pro at interviewing people like Westwood at the Open.
Yes.
We've done Darren Clark in the past.
Yes.
We're
Paul
talking to Paul
McGinley
McGinley tonight. And have you done anything with Paul in the past?
Yes, a couple of times. Ian Woosnam as well this week, so that's
And
good.
we got Woosnam tomorrow night as well, and
Yeah.
we had a little taster of what he's like today. And
He was brilliant.
He was
today,
such a
by the
nice
way.
guy.
He was on the Eurostar with us drinking and just making general chit chat, and he predicted the 4 balls. And by the way, it wasn't close, and not many of us were close, to be honest, because I'm quite surprised by the 4 balls. You told me actually, I was surprised by Tiger Woods and Patrick Reed, but now you told me that they were out practicing.
Telling
He
people on the
knows
train
everything.
all afternoon because you know I'm the biggest
What?
golf dork on the planet.
I'm quite excited for tomorrow. What do you want to know? What would you like me to
So
say?
what obviously we're going to talk to Paul tonight about
Yes.
the Ryder Cup
Yes.
in general.
Yes,
His
'cause he's sunk a
experience
winning
as a
putt
player, yeah, exactly,
for
at the Belfry.
2002.
You've got to ask him about that swan dive as well because that was
Yes.
spectacular.
I know,
I
but
never knew that man was so athletic.
We're also going to ask him about obviously being a winning captain.
Yeah.
Because the thing is about the Ryder Cup, if you're a winning captain, you're like, oh, well, you know, I just try my best. If you're a losing captain, you're like, seriously, captains are irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, I posted a tweet the other day which was a quote from Jack Nicklaus.
Right.
And he was, I don't know whether he was winning or losing captain. I'd imagine he was a winning captain because it was quite far back when
Yeah,
Americans
America
used to dominate.
yeah.
And he basically said, after we've handed in our pairings on the first day, all we can really do is go on the course and try and look important.
I actually don't disagree with that, but
I
apparently...
would think it's probably a bit of both, but...
Well, apparently Thomas Bjorn has used science. So the company that are involved with Brentford Football Club, that are the kind of Moneyball approach to football, have a golf arm called 15th Club, and they apparently have been involved with Bjorn with putting together statistics that help him decide who should play with who, and strengths and weaknesses of games and why they should play together, and then after that he assesses who gets on with who and who will play well with who. So it'll be really interesting because whether or not, if they win, whether he attributes it to science or not.
Wait, so it's his fault if they lose, and it's the players' credit if they win. It's like
Yes.
he can't really win.
But then
that
you see
much,
someone
but-
like McGinley,
Yeah.
you know, Paul McGinley is a winning Ryder Cup captain, and Ian Woosnam, who we hosted today, is a Ryder Cup
and
winning
all the
Ryder Cup
well,
captain.
Ian Woosnam
There's so
set the record points margin
You could
victory.
drink on that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and obviously McGinley was widely praised by the player who was on his team. So.
But then you see Faldo, for example, a losing Ryder Cup captain, one of the greatest golfers this British Isles has ever produced, was not known as the best Ryder Cup captain.
But then again, there are factors that maybe some people don't consider, like he was an away Ryder Cup captain.
Well, yes.
And maybe he just caught America playing well on a certain year. Like, match play is a funny game, but you can't really just take it down to form. So 4 rounds of stroke play, form comes into it a lot more.
Yeah.
18 holes of match play.
But let's be honest, even though the Americans are like 7 of the top 10, 11 of the top, 17 or something, I mean, they're hugely dominant in terms of world rankings.
They always are.
Even though, well, yeah, there's the beginning of season form and end of season form is so different. And we had this in the last Ryder Cup. We had players bang on form at the beginning, and by the time they went to the Ryder Cup, actually they weren't. And so even like 6 months can make a difference. And we've got like Stenson and Garcia, who've had pretty bad seasons by their own lofty standards, but I bet they come good this weekend, so I just have no idea what to expect.
I've made the same argument on videos a few days ago.
Did people listen, Rory?
Some of you, I hope, did.
Anyway, let's find out what goes on, and we'll talk more tomorrow evening, all right?
Okay, we will.
Good luck with the Q&A.
Thank you.
Great. I'd like to add to that and say she's very intelligent. She knows exactly what she's
That's
talking
so sweet.
about.
There you go. So
Really
Europe are
happy.
definitely going to win then.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very nice
I
coming
think
from an
America-
American.
Can you welcome to the stage, please? He sunk the winning putt in 2002. He was the winning Ryder Cup captain in 2014. He is a Ryder Cup and golf legend. Paul McGinley's here. There we go. How's that?
Thank you everybody. Welcome to Versailles, welcome to Paris, welcome to the Ryder Cup!